mean, I guess I could talk about like the chaser experience if you guys would like. Like, would that be interesting for you guys? To kind of get like an idea of what it's like. Because I often think like when chasers get mentioned, it's kind of like people think they know what you mean, but I often find that like cis people don't actually have an idea of like how weird a chaser can be, because like when you try and describe it, yeah, like because when you try and describe it, basically it kind of just sounds like someone is being really polite and nice, except that's not what they're doing. It's like, have you ever met someone who's like really cloying, like maybe a church lady who's just like, oh yeah, honey, I care about you. You can come to me for anything, but like they don't really mean it, and B, like they would never say the same thing to you if you were like, you know, slightly darker skinned, or like, you know, Jewish. Like they, do you know the kind of person I'm talking about? Zero. Oh. Okay, yeah. We got a couple yeahs in the chat. Ooh, it's close. So that's basically the kind of like interaction you would expect to have with a chaser. Like, they come on to you and they're like, oh my gosh, you're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen in my life. You are a goddess. You are a queen among men and women. Like, you are the hottest being I've ever seen in my life, and I would do anything for you. And like they might even they might even be like somewhat genuine about it. Like they might act like a gentleman about it. But the only reason they're saying it, dang it, the only reason they're saying it at all is because they see you as a thing that they want. They're seeing you as like a means to an end, and that end is satisfying like their fetish, and their fetish is can range from it's like they're into cross dressers, and like you happen to like kind of resemble one. Or it can range from like you look like a girl and you have a penis, and like that's super rare, so like of course they would be into you, because like there aren't that many trans women out there, right? We're a rare resource. So you have chasers who approach you like you are like the greatest thing to ever walk the earth, which is super weird and off-putting. Alternatively, they approach you in like a much more straightforward fashion. Like, I would like to purchase your services. A knight.
I've not forgotten. Perhaps 'tis why we meet. I know Shira. Saddle.
We're just gonna skip through this.
That's it. Next, and I agree. I have asked.
Alright, let's boogie. Uh-oh. Just a sec. Pausing on the boogieing. Oh. Oh, that might kill me. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted at the moment. There we go. Alright. Yeah, and then you have the other kind who, instead of being nice and polite, are like, oh yeah, let's, you know, I will pay you money. Dang it. Oh, that's gonna kill me. And they're much more direct, and they waste less of your time, so I guess in that sense they're better. But they're still gross. Like, I don't know how to, I don't really know how to put it into words effectively, because I know to a certain subgroup of people, like, boo, boo, hoo, people think you're hot and they're offering you money for sex. And it's like, on the one hand, it can be, like, affirming in a really weird way, but on the other hand, it's really dehumanizing to know that someone is just seeing you for that purpose, you know? Like a slice situation? What's a slice situation? Also, I'm gonna skip this guy. Oh, yeah, like a slave situation. Nope. Alright, we're going this way. Yeah, like, there's definitely also, like, a subset of chasers who... once you respond, like, they get really aggressive and basically are like, hey, you have to submit to me, because they're so insecure about their masculinity that they literally can't talk to you unless they know that they have the upper hand in the power dynamic. Whether that's through, like, use of money, which, again, is why a lot of dudes offer, like, to buy you, because then they feel like they own you, right? And then... let's see, where's this guy? Whew, okay. He almost got me there. But yeah, so some use money to assert control, and also to kind of like feel like they have a better chance at getting you, in a sense, I guess. And then there are the guys who approach you and like normal people, and these I would consider these like the highest level, right? Like if we're talking about like the power levels of chasers, like these are top tier. But they approach you like they would a normal person. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. And they approach you like normal people, and like they're able to make conversation and not like come across like complete weirdos, um, which is great. And it like makes you feel like really valued, you know. Um, However, okay, Dark Spirit just invaded me. You at Dark Spirit? There you are. Oh! Yeah, alright. Um, and they'll approach you like a normal person. They'll engage you in conversation. They'll, you know, basically be a normal like suitor. But then they get anytime things start getting sexual, they get really pushy and they get really, really weird about your genitals. Like, really weird. Um, and it, like, to the point where you, like, get uncomfortable about it. Like, imagine you start dating someone and, like, you know, you have sex or whatever. Oh, hi there, dude. And like then all they can talk about are like is like, oh my gosh, you have like you have the best pussy. Like just like they can't not talk about your genitals. And like you'll be like, oh yeah, well let's go to brunch. It's, you know, a great day out, everything's fine. Oh, I took that just real hard. Let's actually get to this next bonfire, okay? Because we don't need to fight all these guys repeatedly. I mean, I guess I can kill these guys too. Like, that works. Ashley says there's a subset to the normal, like they're the ones that offer you a nice trip or vacation, but once you get there, you despair. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell like a little bit of a personal example of that, right? Like, I've never taken anyone up on like their offer to fly me out someplace. But I do want to make clear that a lot. Oh, there's a guy over here. I didn't know that. Let's get out of here. There we go. That a lot of men have. Like, especially a lot of, like, foreign men, which, if you're watching, I'm gonna stop playing here for a second. Come on. What the hell? PSA. If you are a newly out trans woman and you're getting overwhelmed by attention, and a dude offers to fly you out to a foreign country, um, under no circumstance should you ever take up that offer. Ever. No matter how nice you think he is, no matter how much money he's offering, don't do that because it is, A, super sketchy, and B, once you get there, you are completely at the whim of a stranger. And it's also not unheard of, especially if you are further marginalized by, being Black or Native American or Indigenous, really anywhere else in the world. Um, you're at an extremely you're an extremely dangerous spot where you could, in all likelihood, be sex trafficked. So don't don't take anyone up on those offers, even if they seem really nice. Um, that's been my don't a piece of practical advice for not getting sexually assaulted as a trans person. All right. There we go. So in my personal experience, here's like a really good example of something that might be um might seem a little maybe even innocuous to some people, but to me it was kind of freaky. So there's a really nice guy slid into my DMs, and I don't judge based on appearance or anything or like age, and like this guy was in his I want to say he was in his maybe 40s. Ran a restaurant in LA, was like head chef, and super super nice. However, he kept trying to fly me out to LA, to like live with him at his house for like a week. And apparently he had a super nice house. And like he also has a kid, and he again, I cannot emphasize enough, seemed like a nice guy. I talked to him for a long time, and like we kind of developed like a friendly rapport, right? But at the same time, like he kept getting more and more insistent about trying to fly me out to oh no, I might die. I might die. Okay, I got real lucky. He kept insisting on trying to get me to fly out. Like almost every conversation became about that, which is super weird. And if that's the case that you find yourself in, alarm bells should also be going off in your own head, right? I'm not gonna go that way because it's insignificant. Actually, yeah, that's a lot of dudes. Can I farm them actually? Can I just like keep dropping on top of them? That'd be kind of cool. So he kept turning every conversation into, oh, come out with me and I'll make sure you have like the most memorable time in your life. Like, you will never forget what you experience here. And like, I feel like he was speaking with the best of intentions, but at the same time, couldn't take no for an answer, which indicated a creepy reliance on like a really toxic power dynamic, and like there was nothing I could really say that would make him drop the topic. And eventually I had to stop talking to him for a number of reasons. Because additionally, like, yes, this man seemed very nice, very kind, but also he had like a collection of like creepy Halloween masks, and like also like a 4-foot tall creepy doll that he kept in his basement, for dubious and seemingly strange reasons. Let me just put it that way. So yeah, this has been your segment about chasers. It can get real weird real fast, and like they're not just like nice people who find you attractive, which I find is what a lot of people seem to think chasers are when you start like trying to talk about like your experience with chasers. I wonder if I could drop down from over here. Yeah, I mean, like, definitely too needy, but also there's, like... There's that element of men especially need to, like, really think about the power dynamics involved when they're interested in someone, right? Like, the power dynamic of me going out and putting myself in the home and, like, at the disposal of someone who has vastly more wealth and influence than I do, in a place that I am unfamiliar with, surrounded by people I'm unfamiliar with. You know, those are things you need to think about, because it can get real bad. Dang it, I missed, and I died. I mean, it is deeply unpleasant, though it becomes less unpleasant over time simply because you learn to recognize the kinds of people who are like this. Like, I'm just gonna run through here. Simply because, like, when you're starting out, you don't know these things, and, like, no one really tells you about them because not a ton of people have, like, knowledge of what the trans experience is like, to be 100% honest with you. So, no one tells you, and the only way you can find out is through experience. And that experience sometimes puts you in danger and of getting, like, not only hurt, like, emotionally, because you care about people. You come to care about some of these people because they can be very, very charming. But also hurt physically, because you can get put in very real physical danger. Oh, I'm being summoned to another world. Time to uphold the ancient Concord. Anyway, that's my little segment of the day for, like, you know, what it's like to be a trans woman in, like, the modern world.